Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. EV betting strategy right here on the OddsShopper channel. Man, let me tell you something. 2 bounce back days in a row, Ben. Nice day for me yesterday. I fell asleep. I woke up today, hop on Picket, and I got one of those, it pops up and it's like, hey, share your results. Top whatever percent better yesterday. No better feeling than that. You don't even need to do the slow reveal to see how much you won or lost. You already know you had a good day. So I started my morning off right. What's up, brother?
Happy birthday. And
Thank you, man. How'd you know? By the way, how'd you know?
how do you think I know?
May?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've only met May a few times.
She's good with
And
stuff like that.
that's great. Tell her I said thank you. Is she
I
there?
will.
Thanks, May. Yeah.
Not but yeah. It was a good day for me as well. We got through it. I was betting. It's international break in soccer, so I was betting literally insane things. Got through that, went to dinner, came back, had some NBA bets that got there. From the tools, the Flames got there in hockey for me. Cleveland State got there in college basketball. But I will admit, and I wanted to ask you how often you do this. I am a little pissed because I royally screwed up something last night where I had a 3-leg boost and I was in a rush. I pulled up the tool. There were 2 easy bets. I threw them in there and I needed a 3rd leg. And I did the classic, like, I'll just take something that can't lose to close it out, and just absolutely boinked myself.
What was it? Was it like a bit? Was it a big favorite that you were just
Huge
leveling out the
favorite.
parlay with?
Yeah, huge favorite.
Did
It
you
was
tell me
Jimmy
the other
Butler.
2 legs won?
Oh, they cruised. The other 2 legs were from the tool. They were what the hell were they? Oh yeah, Gary Payton Jr. under points and some random dude on the Grizzlies under rebounds. And then
What was the 3rd bet?
it was Jimmy Butler related. I was just like, oh, he'll be fine. And I think I did either, it was like 5 assists at like something ridiculous, something you never should do. It was
So
like
you took an alt over on
yeah,
Butler.
yeah, and they got blown out and he had 2 assists. And
You know, the crazy thing is, even if you took an alt over on points that was a big favorite, you still would have lost. He had like 11 points and they had 76 points midway through the 4th quarter. I mean, that's one of the reasons I didn't even look last night, because sometimes if I start looking at Pickett, I stay up too late and I'm just like, oh, well, let's see what it is after this game. So I was like, I'm going to bed. Let me just get some sleep, because I don't sleep very much. And I looked at the scores though, and I'm like, oh wow, blowout, blowout, blowout. Oh my God, Golden State's getting smoked. And they finished with like 85 points or something like that. I mean, a terrible, terrible game. You know, it's crazy though, Ben. It wasn't like when I saw that Butler wasn't doing well, I was like, oh great, I have unders on the rest of this team. Mind you, they were all from Portfolio EV, but I kind of loved the idea of that. Butler in a revenge game. I don't have to bet the overs on Butler. I'm already betting plus EV unders on the rest of the team, with the assumption that he will siphon a lot of usage off in a revenge spot. But none of it mattered. Everybody went under from Golden State.
I know. It was just I had to anti-sweat the other legs, which clearly won. Stupid mistake by me. Fishy picks. It was Bradley moneyline, wasn't it? It's funny you say that. So on my video yesterday, I did Cleveland State. I was seconds away from firing on Bradley moneyline. I loved them last night. And ultimately, I didn't get there. And then they were up big at halftime, and they melted a horrible lead to Chattanooga. I don't understand what happened in that game. So all in all, I feel great. I won yesterday. Banchero was huge for me. The Magic in general were big. They got there in a big way.
Let's get into it. Anyway, I appreciate all the birthday wishes from you guys in the chat. Means a lot. Thanks for hanging out. What team did I bet for? This was what was it, like the North Texas Mean Green or Green Mean or some Mean Green? What are they?
Yeah, they got there. North Texas, Mean Green. A typical, honestly, for them, a high scoring game. I think it was 61-59. They play crazy slow.
All right, let's do it. By the way, I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but I cannot stand these red notification alerts up in the top.
Of what?
Of the of Portfolio EV tool. See this bell up here?
Oh yeah. I get those all the time.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I have
Nuts.
OCD
Anyway,
with stuff like that.
what?
I have OCD with stuff like that. Like my
So do
Discord, I have no red dots anywhere.
I know it's insane. Todd said, "Happy birthday, Lavi! Bounce back past few days, indeed." Yeah, man. Yeah, remember those bad days start to look far less impactful, for sure. I was on the snipe session yesterday, just building out these parlays on the actual parlay generator. A lot of fun to do that, making it super easy as well. Like, sure, we can still use the parlay builder for a lot of for a lot of like boosts and stuff. But the cool thing is on FanDuel, you could boost a 3-leg NHL parlay. It didn't have to be a same gamer. So I literally just went in there, Ben, created one, boosted it 25%, and knew exactly what I was getting. By the way, all 3 legs lost. That's why.
That's the way to do it.
Well, that is why I like to parlay these points props on FanDuel for NHL. I know it's anecdotal, but it's like I either just have a great day or everything loses.
All or nothing.
For NHL, that's the way it is. Go look at my picket. Look for NHL. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm like, all right, I'll just put small, like $25 parlays on 3-leggers because a lot of these are plus money to begin with. And if I lose, all right, I'm down like $100 on 4 3-leg parlays instead of being down $1,200 or something like that. So yeah,
Definitely. I mean, there's nothing better than that. I'm actually looking at what I placed already today because I got some decent volume, and I have to ask because I feel like you feel the same way as me. And I'm being completely honest. This is not like, oh, I am genuinely excited for baseball tomorrow, and I don't like baseball. It's probably my least favorite sport.
I'm always excited for the start of baseball. Now, if you were to ask me in July,
Well, no,
I couldn't give two shits. Just give me preseason football. I love preseason football. That's what I get excited for 2 reasons. I like to bet it, but it signals the beginning of the regular season. There's a true novelty for the NFL every single week. But yeah, man, when baseball starts, I love it. I also love playing DFS for baseball because, look, I got 2 young girls. I got a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old almost. The whole idea of like just being around my computer for NBA every day. You don't have kids, and you also understand how time consuming that is. If you can do it, do it. But with baseball, I love sweating those 1 p.m. slates, like a 5-game 1 p.m. slate on a Thursday. It's the best.
No doubt about it. There's something about honestly for me, like in my Discord, soccer has probably slid into there's something about the afternoon sweat. You can kind of kick back and you have some things and then you kind of break and you get another. I couldn't be more excited to see our tools. And again, you guys are going to know about this, but you can get the full week free, not just of MLB, NBA, NHL. You're getting all the sports now. They're piling in. College basketball is back tomorrow. It's a great time. So I'm excited to see it in action. K-props, home runs. We will see. It's opening day, but I'm sure I'll have some in the portfolio.
I already do. Yeah.
There you go. Well, you were betting spring training. That's next level.
Not just that, but I was betting that what was it? The Tokyo series or wherever that was, the Dodgers Cubs. I got like 8 bets down on that series.
All right. But honestly, not to take a shot at baseball already, because there's so many things that are dumb about baseball. In what world does it make sense to play regular season games and then go back to exhibition games for those teams? That is insane.
It is so terribly stupid. I don't understand it either. It's like they already have a regular season record.
Yeah, now they're playing. Like I could see if those teams just didn't play again, but they had to play exhibition games.
I know.
That is stupid. Also, and then I'm done, I promise. You ever think about how stupid it is that the managers have to dress up like they're playing? Like think if they made other sports, like if you were a basketball coach and you literally had to wear a jersey. How stupid is that?
It is. It is really.
Like,
It is
what
really
is
tough.
that? It makes
Like
no sense.
in hockey, you wear a suit and a tie.
Yeah, like a normal job. Like, imagine if they had to wear like a helmet. It's stupid.
No, you know, now that you mention it, it's so true. And then they go out there to fight with the ump. They start kicking dirt up in their uniform. They're like 75 years old.
It really is one of the more ass backwards thing that no one talks about. Like,
It is crazy. You're right.
but
Yeah, it is. There's not
dumb.
another sport, right? There's not a
Mm,
single other sport where
hell
you
no.
dress up like you're about to play.
That you're gonna play and you're like an 80-year-old guy. No, no other sport would do that.
That's a
Don
great
asked, will we be adding a bet tracker instead of using Pickett? Also, any plans for live ARBs? We do have some exciting things on the live world. It it's tricky because you need things that move quickly to capture it. And you actually were just doing some things about bet tracker in general. We want to get some enhancements there.
It's coming. The Place
Yeah.
Bet Hub is already designed. It
Yeah.
should be out like within days or a week or something. You guys are going to love it. Like every bet that you place, you can now track it in a singular bet in a single like tab, right? So you click that, brings you over to the Place Bets Hub. And then Ben, you see the percentage CLV on everything. That like everything that the previous bet tracker had, except a lot better. And now you'll see all of your bets from any of the. It's going to be good. You guys will like it. All right, Bills fan. What about live EV? I know our devs have talked about this. I don't know when, but I know it's been a big discussion.
Certainly. It's just about finding, again, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. The most important piece, we making sure it works profitability wise, and then making sure that it's feasible, because this, the damn delays on some of these books are brutal. Like I have had hundreds of bets, particularly on DraftKings, where I bet it and I'm just getting a pinwheel of death for 30 or 40 seconds. And
DraftKings is brutal there.
That's brutal.
Remember, I tried to hedge a bet that I accidentally placed the other day.
Yeah, yeah. You would have been in the San Marino.
We were talking about that.
Me.
What's that?
You would have been in the San Marino soccer sweat with me if you could have got that bet in.
Yeah, and then I went to hedge it live, like we talked about, and it just every time, literally, Ben, every single time I got a good number, it would give me 1 minute progress bar and then not play and then be like, odds have changed.
Yep. So, yeah. But yes, these are all, and again, just to give our devs and our Discord a shout out, a lot of the upgrades that we make are not from us, they're from you guys. We have a product feedback channel and people can vote on what they want next. So if 1,000 people all say, I want profit X, that moves right to the top of the list and things like that. So we have some really cool things coming. And in the meantime, we got a lot of bets. The Blues never lose in hockey, so I would recommend betting them at all times.
Yo, how about this, though? We got a hockey and NHL money line that was just up there. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All right, let's dig into it. I'm going to go by, first of all, I do want to get this. I just want to bet this. I want to get this FanDuel bet in real quick.
Go ahead.
This Jordan Poole. Points props have been quite good. And, I've had a lot of questions from people asking me, like, hey, Lafy, do you not place bets as it gets closer to lock, right? Like to that game time. So this is 7:00. I wasn't. And a lot of that's just because I'm trying to spend some time with the family when everybody gets home. But at the same time, I went in and I looked at it in the portfolio lab to see what the results looked like. If you, let's say, Ben, you took minimum 1 hour to start. So now you're not betting within that 1 hour window. And then I wouldn't even get bets to come up in the top bets tool after 6:00 for 7:00 games. I went and looked on FanDuel because I'm always trying to do everything I can to optimize my FanDuel portfolios because, they allow better limits there. Not great, but definitely better. And look at this for a second. Oh, wait, hold on. Steals don't count. But I know we had some bugs here that we're trying to fix. Points. And here you go. So points and rebounds. 3.1, 2.2. It's actually a little higher than that. I know we have some type of bug, but I went in and I was like, what happens if I go and take this? And I'm like, well, EV age minimum 1 hour
Okay.
prior. It's like, I bet it looks better. And it didn't. It
That's a
looked
minute,
worse. What's
just
that?
so you know. That's a minute.
Oh, oops. That's why I didn't want
Just
it.
so you know.
Thank you. I was looking for time to,
Yeah. That's in hours.
there we go. Thank you. See,
Yeah.
rebounds goes down a bit, but points actually goes up within that hour time frame. Rebounds gets worse, points gets better,
It's
but they
better.
both don't get better. So
No,
I
and
just
those,
left them where they were.
yeah, I mean, a lot of things. So it's always this delicate balance because if you, and I'd say most people don't need to worry about this, but like if you keep drilling down, I do this with my own betting a lot where I'm like, okay, I bet soccer. Am I up? Okay, well, what about European soccer? Okay, what about Spanish soccer? Okay, what about La Liga soccer? Okay, what about just, and then it's like, well, my sample size is 4. That
Right.
doesn't do anything. So like, you don't want to drill down too much, but you also don't want to just say like, oh, I'm losing on FanDuel. I shouldn't use the tool for that. Like, absolutely not. There are markets on FanDuel that can be beat. That's a fact.
But also, if I can get from 3% to 4%, but I'm taking out bets that are still positive HROI, I don't want to do that. Like I'd rather grind those smaller edges to get more volume to begin with.
Definitely. It adds like, I have no problem taking some very marginal things for extra volume. They don't all need to be super selective. What do we got here, Luca?
And on FanDuel, take what you can. Anyway, yeah, no, we got some good bets on the board right now. I wanted to see if we had anything additional for FanDuel, but I think we could probably, guys, before I look, do we have any good promos on DraftKings?
I didn't, but I might have missed something.
I did the free trial on Pickett. I wanted to see if I could get any, more data on CLV and stuff. And I'm not sure. $40 a month, dude. I'm not really sure what I'm getting here, Ben.
It's not because I don't like the company or anything. I don't use Pickett, so I can't speak to it, to be honest.
I do use it, and I genuinely love it. I think it's great.
I'm all for it. I'm obsessed with my spreadsheets. But
yeah, I hear you. I just mean I don't know if
you got to track.
You have to track. I just don't know if the $40 a month. Either way, point being, there was something on there where you could see what all the promos were for today. We got a no sweat on DK.
Ooh, okay.
Lost it yesterday, but who cares because
no sweat.
We got the 5 back. It was a monster 6-legger. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to take your shot, it's better on a no sweat.
What's this no sweat home run every day? Get a bonus back if you lose. Is this every day? It says every day.
Well, that would be nice.
Let's see. All MLB games on Thursday. Well, it says every day. Maybe, yeah. No sweat token, $5. Okay.
I can't wait for Dinger Tuesday. I love that one. That's probably
so fun.
That's my favorite one, I think.
The only thing that I'm curious about is, and with the Dinger Tuesday, it doesn't matter because it's going to be plus EV anyway. But I do think the reason you see better odds on FanDuel for home runs has to be because one very specific reason. On DraftKings, on Caesars, on the majority of these books, here's something for you guys who are new to MLB betting, maybe new to PortfolioEV and all this stuff. On DraftKings and Caesars, take almost any book. If the player does not start and if he doesn't start and have a plate appearance, the bet voids. It doesn't matter if he comes up to pinch hit in the 9th inning and hits a homer or strikes out. Doesn't matter. The bet voids. Now, naturally, that's a good thing because if he comes up to pinch hit in the 9th inning and it doesn't void, that means you're getting one plate appearance from him and you're not betting those odds on one plate appearance. On FanDuel, they just need to have a plate appearance. And that is a very, very big difference. If you have a Bryce Harper who you bet earlier in the day and the odds look really good, Ben, but then it turns out that he's getting a day off, but then it's Bryce Harper. So you're down by a run in the 9th inning, and guess who comes up to the plate? That bet loses if he doesn't homer.
Definitely matters. I do think that on a not that you have to be like crazy about it. I don't know baseball well enough, but I do think there are certain spots teams are more likely to rest people, certainly on Sundays and stuff, like when it gets into it. But yeah, check the lineups. Obviously, when lineups get confirmed, it's kind of like the injury news in MLB. You start seeing those lines jump in real time because everyone's waiting for the same thing. And then, so keep that in mind. It's a cat and mouse game. If you bet it before that, you capture the value if your guy starts.
Big time. I'm not saying that to bet him. I certainly will.
No.
What I'm saying is apply some of the similar, safeguards that you would for if a player gets hurt in the NBA and news comes out. Maybe we fade that game for like 30 minutes until the dust settles. Same thing here. If I see a guy and it's like, oh man, they've played 8 straight days and he's played all of them, and now they're traveling and maybe he gets a rest day. Sometimes waiting till the lineup comes out is helpful, or you just eat the loss once in a while, which is fine. That's all.
Before we build this no sweat, the other thing I just want to mention with home runs in particular, like they're home run props. You're talking big odds, like the equivalent of like parlays, 3 or 4 leg parlays sometimes. So I'm not saying don't go crazy if there's major value on the board, but at the same time, I am saying, when you bet home runs, you got to be prepared to go in days 0 for 15 because it's going to happen. Like they're high variance markets, and I'm excited for them, but I kind of separate them from more granular markets that, again, the swings will not be nearly as big.
Yeah, your bet size should also be small on these home runs for sure.
Definitely, but people, you know how it goes.
Even if it's Ohtani, you're not, betting a full unit, but he'll probably homer anyway. Okay, by the way, guys, another one on FanDuel for you. Ryan Rollins over 9.5 points today with Giannis out. Giannis is out, but that happened like an hour ago. So we're over an hour ago, but looks good. Over 9.5 minus 115. Penny over 10.5 minus 129. Look at that, Ben. So
yeah, that's going to work.
FanDuel's on an island here.
Yeah, I'm going to bet this.
Yeah, I just did.
Go
ahead.
It shows you right there, and you got a bunch of stuff coming up here. I see some Lakers. Aaron Gordon's on my screen.
I think at this point we just build out a sick no sweat on DK.
Yeah, we have the two. I mean, 2 bets just popped up literally just now. Porter Jr. and Cat.
Yeah. So we should be able to get. How many legs do you want to do? This is a no sweat. We hit 4 of 6 on no sweat yesterday, which is a loss, but maybe today's 5, maybe tomorrow's 6.
Yeah, fire it up. 4 or 5 legs for May. We have enough bets to generate it.
Let's go 5 legs here.
All right.
I don't know how many of these are the same game. Hold on.
That's where it's tricky. It's not the biggest. You're going to have to activate more portfolios because we just don't have that many games.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Yeah. Put on more portfolios. That'll do it.
How? We need it for DraftKings.
Oh, I didn't know you had your full DraftKings portfolio on.
Yeah. DraftKings. Okay. But I can do this. Hold on.
I mean, we also can just build it by hand. The parlay generator is when you want 10 parlays, like we can just link 5.
I might have some. I might have something for you.
What are you doing? You voodoo magic. I don't even know what you just did.
I do stuff. Now we're in business.
Okay.
I just opened up the portfolio a little bit more because who cares? It's a no sweat. Now we should be able to move here.
I still don't know if it'll work.
It'll work.
No, it'll work.
We got 5 of them.
That works. We only need 1.
Yep. Here you go. Plus 47.38.
Yeah, that's the one. Just that one. I like that one.
That one. Christian Brown under 0.5 3. Karl Anthony Towns under 1.5 threes. Jackson Hayes under 5.5 boards. Claxton under 22.5 PRA. And Al Horford under 1.5 threes.
I love it. And like you said, no sweat. Why not rev it up?
Yeah, of course. Of course, too, if you had like a 30% profit boost, this is 12% EV.
Yeah.
To a 30. Yeah, there you go. 45% EV. You know, there was something going on yesterday. It looks like we fixed it.
What was happening?
Well, the EV percentage was increasing, but so was the win percentage. I was like, that doesn't seem to make sense.
Nah, it does. When you have a boost, you just know you're gonna hit it.
All right, so let's go. I just want to bet this on my end too. Pretty much, if you're betting any of these, the ones you want in there are Brown, Towns, and Hayes. Ben, all with a 2+ OS rating.
Yeah.
The other ones we're only throwing in there because we got a no sweat. If this was an actual parlay, I'd probably be fading this Claxton and Horford ones.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, that's why. Son of a bitch. There's no soccer today, so I'm really looking for some action in the afternoon. And there's just not that much going on.
All right.
You didn't bet any college lacrosse today, did you?
No, but I still remember you calling me one day and be like, hey, do you want to middle this lacrosse game, this college lacrosse game with me?
I vaguely remember that. I assume it was Maryland related, but
I remember it.
Okay.
I remember it vividly. But yeah, anyway, a few other spots we can get to. And yeah, that's a good spot though. I mean, if you're going no sweat, who cares? Put 5 on it. It is literally a free parlay.
It's a free roll, an actual free roll. And
So
are you going to win it? Probably not. But you hit a couple of those a year and you get a free couple $100 occasionally.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but if I'm legit free rolling a bet here, I want it to just be crazy long odds.
Every time I get one of these, I typically use them. Obviously, these have parameters, but like if I just have an agnostic, like free bet, I usually put it on a golfer outright.
Okay.
Like some where it's, let's go for it. Oh, yeah. Hunter Green.
Let's go, baby. Let me get this one in. Hunter Green over 6.5 Ks at +116. I know the under was up there earlier today, but this may just have moved to the point. I haven't bet anything on this. Maybe it was the over. Let's see how it moved throughout the day. It's over 6.5 Ks for Hunter Green. That guy's got some nasty stuff.
Oh, yeah. This is my favorite pitcher on the team that he plays for.
Oh, you don't know much about old Green? He's the Reds pitcher. He's sick. I mean, he gets himself into trouble at times. He also plays in a bandbox. Like, you're a great American ballpark, which is not helpful once it warms up. But he's got really filthy stuff.
Speaking of nothing we're talking about, but kind of, I happened to just be on the phone and I was going through some stuff with baseball with someone, and I was looking around. Obviously, I know these teams are bad, but do you know what the White Sox are to win the division?
Probably 10,000 to 1.
300 to 1.
Yeah.
And the Rockies are 500 to 1 to win the West. That's insane.
Yeah, no, these are very bad baseball teams. I think the White Sox to win the World Series are 100 like 1,000 to 1.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, their win total is 54, which I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah, no, dude, last year.
I remember last year. I didn't realize you could be that bad.
It's bad. They're bad. Yeah. The Rockies are really bad. There's a handful of teams that are just really, really bad. Matter of fact, I was looking at it the other day as well, just going over maybe a week or two ago, looking over some of the odds. And, obviously the Dodgers, I don't remember the last time I've seen a team, their odds to win the World Series at like 2.5 to 1 or something.
So FanDuel had a bet, not to go off the script, But I will say, I was on this morning. FanDuel had a bet that the World Series winner was from California, and it was plus 210, and I honestly considered betting that.
Well, the Angels aren't going to win it. The Padres
They could win it.
could be good, could like actually be surprisingly decent. The Dodgers, obviously.
Yeah.
I wonder what the New York one was, because the Mets are a pretty good team,
I have
and
it if you
the
want it.
Yankees are pretty good. New York's got to be second, because it's not going to be PA. The Pirates stink. They have Paul Skeens. They have a couple good arms and a couple young bats who are pretty good, but not,
All right, you ready? Winning states. We've got Florida. I'm going to go through this real quick. Florida, 48-1. The Marlins and the Rays.
Which is crazy, because you have the Marlins, Tampa Bay. Isn't there a third, or is it just two?
It's just those two bozos. So they're out. Missouri, you have the Royals and the Cardinals, 32-1. Man.
Okay.
Illinois, the Cubs and the White Sox, 30-1. That seems terrible. Ohio, you got the Guardians and the Reds, 26-1. Now it gets serious. Pennsylvania, 10-1. Pirates, Phillies.
And that's really just Phillies.
Texas, Houston, and Texas, obviously, 950. So 9.5-1. New York, this is not bad. Plus 490 for the Mets and the Yankees.
That's not, I mean, it's still.
And then California is plus 210. Angels, Dodgers, A's, Padres, Giants.
Right.
And then the leader is any other state.
It's what's nuts is that it's only, what is it, 2-1, plus 210?
210.
I almost feel like the odds, it's really just the Dodgers. Like maybe the Padres too.
I think the Padres have a little equity. They're like 30-1.
Yeah, the Giants, not really. The A's, no chance. No chance. And then the Angels just find ways to be terminally pedestrian.
The Angels are 150-1.
Right. It's amazing, though. This team has had so many. When you think about some of the star players, like you had Trout and Ohtani at the same time.
Yeah, and the other guy who never played. And he's on the Nats.
Rendon? No. Who was it?
Renfroe, maybe?
Well, Anthony Rendon.
Rendon. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, they're. But I'm just saying, if you told me I could bet the Dodgers at plus 240, or I could take the Dodgers and the Padres at plus 210, I would take that.
Sure. And three other teams where one of them just might be, like one of them might just be shockingly good. Baseball is very weird like that.
Definitely. Of all the sports, NBA, I think, is the worst with this. Like, you don't just get like, oh, the Hawks are going to win the finals. Like, no, that can't happen. But in baseball, like, the Mariners could just win randomly.
Yep. Absolutely. Remember the Royals not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like the Royals teams in the World Series out of nowhere. And then they went back to being bad again.
Yeah. The Rays made it randomly.
Against the Phillies.
Yeah. There you go.
And the Phillies kind of randomly made it that year. That year that they made it and won in 2008, they were much worse than all of the teams the years following that, where they didn't make it. Well, they made it one year and lost the next year. But yeah. Have you paid any attention? Like if there was one team that you bet, like a sleeper team to win it, do you have one? For me, it would be the Tigers.
So it's funny you say that. I think there are two teams. I do think that the Padres have the talent. But the Tigers division, it's a weird thing to say, but I feel like that division is primed for dark horses. The Twins, for me, are sitting at like 30-1 range. I could see it. And there is a bet. I haven't bet this yet, but if you want to get weird, there is a bet to pick the World Series winner from a division. And the AL Central is plus 850. And obviously, you're guaranteed a team at least. I think that's a dangerous division.
Interesting. And Cleveland does have some players and some pitching. Like they could just get sneaky too.
Definitely. I mean, you look at that division, just to pull it up. The Twins, the Tigers, Cleveland, and the Royals are
Right.
all serious
And then the
equity.
White Sox are just a non-factor. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 300-1 to win the division.
All right. I just bet this Hunter Green, by the way, over 6.5 Ks at plus money. That's against San Francisco. All right.
Keep in
And I don't really
mind,
care what park it's in either because it's going to be cold.
just keep
Actually,
in mind.
go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to, for people that are new to the show, when you see HROI, keep in mind, you see that little icon next to it. For new seasons, the sample size is going to be crazy. So those numbers are going to be wild.
Here you go, Ben.
Yeah.
For last season, if you want to see it.
Yeah. Ks were really strong last year. But when you see, just don't get fooled of like, wait a minute, this market sucks. It's like, it might have lost one time in the Dodger game.
Still 7.7% last year is outstanding. That is a great ROI.
Super dominant.
Great ROI. Yeah.
Mariners. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Chat.
And by the way, guys, it's not 7.7% ROI on your starting bankroll. This is like if you took everything you wagered on strikeouts, it's the ROI on that, which is huge. Huge.
Yeah, like hundreds of thousands of dollars wagered, most likely, even for a small bankroll.
I like to say your bankroll is actually a lot bigger than the number you see on the screen.
Yeah.
Cameron Payne points. Can we get a little parlay action on FanDuel potentially?
Ooh.
Nope. And by the way, guys, you ever want to check this tool out for yourself, Ben, you can throw the link in the description as well, or in the chat. But your first week is always free. So if you're new, you're just popping in here like, what's this? Top-down betting approach. We're using the market against itself in a sense, finding the discrepancies in the odds, placing as many bets as we can every day. Look, there's a mass entry tool here where, see DraftKings, 10 bets. If you place this, 10 bets, that means that every bet is added directly into your bet slip and you just put the wager and you're done. You want to generate parlays, all plus EV parlays. You just click generate parlays and you'll get all of these parlays depending on how many legs you want for whatever book you want, whatever portfolio you selected. I mean, we've streamlined the approach of betting profitably more than anyone else I've seen. I don't think there's anything out there that has it streamlined and is profitable really as we've had it here at Portfolio EV. So I don't know what you'd be waiting for if you're on the fence. It is free for the whole week. Just bet as much as you can. And I don't say that in a degenerate way. I say that in a people hear that and they're like, what do you mean? I mean, you're sizing your bets properly with the bankroll manager. It's actually the safest way to do it is by betting as much as you can and betting through your entire bankroll every day.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at it as finding the truth. Like whether you're tailing someone or something, if you could say, man, I want to fast forward 5,000 bets, you would do that because then you would see the results and you'd be like, oh shit, this is for real, or oh, this doesn't work. These tools allow you to actually do that because of the volume. You can bet $1 on a couple hundred bets every day for a week. That's going to be over 1,000 bets in a sample size and see what it looks like.
Yep. And it won't take, it's not going to take you time to do that either.
No, we have mass entry, literally mass entry. Just like you can bet in bunches. It's what's there to say? You know, again, if you've had a start to your season and you're saying, I just kind of want a little more. I had someone in my Discord actually this morning, good guy too. And he said, I'm going to actually just bring it up. Hold on. Let me get the verbiage.
While you do, by the way, you say Kikuchi under 6.5 strikeouts at plus money over there on DraftKings. That's always fun facing the White Sox. But mind you, under on strikeouts can be very appealing when these guys open the season.
Yeah, they bet like 70 pitches.
Yeah, some of these guys have a tighter leash, a shorter leash. You say Kikuchi right now plus 105 on the under 6.5. I mean, Penny's at minus 127 right now. You look at some of these, unbelievably, Onyx is at minus 125. So they have separated from DraftKings. Everything else outside of Flip and PointsBet, which are at even money, is minus money. And a lot of them significant, minus 124, 125, 127. Good bet right there on Kikuchi.
I can get down. I love sweating under K props. I had a guy yesterday, though. He said to me, and again, a good guy who's been in my Discord for a while. He said, Another great night of portfolio EV. Between your single bets, my single bets, and the EV bets, made about $375. Love it. Can't believe I didn't sign up earlier. I'm such an idiot. All because it was boring to me. And that's what people, again, you don't need to sacrifice betting what you're betting. You can just add this in. And it really does help to buoy, I steal your word, the bankroll. So,
Yeah.
and he says, like, who cares? It's free money. Seriously, though, I love it. Been getting down over 50, 60 bets a day with it.
I am a huge proponent of the idea that making money is not boring.
No, it works.
And even if it was boring, you're telling me that I can do it by just placing bets on sports, and I love sport. Like what?
But
Just because they're unders now, it's boring,
So like for someone like me though, if you told me I couldn't bet my own stuff anymore, I wouldn't do it. I love college basketball sides. I love to bet the NFL. It's the best of both worlds though. I have more flexibility to do that. It's not one or the other. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I think I get that question a lot. Like, but man, I like to, build some of my own stuff. I say, that's great. That's great. You have even more money to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, that's fantastic. Just like I love to fire, I'm going for the Millie Maker, for the Masters on the DFS side. I have a lot more options on the DFS bankroll because of this boring, more linear growth.
Yeah, and you're probably going to lose money firing lotto tickets.
You don't say. Shocking.
I'm saying that it's a great way. I didn't cash a single PGA lineup the other week.
Shocking again.
And it didn't matter. Like I didn't even notice it.
It really, really helps. It does remove some of the degen stuff. And then when you do that, it's a lot more fun because you're not under the gun. You're not like, oh my God, your night isn't down to, that's been the philosophy behind this from the beginning. Don't leave it to one game or 2 games or 4 bets. Hundreds of bets every day. Who cares if you get that unlucky overtime game or that bad bounce? Over 100 bets, it's not really going to matter, to be honest.
Not at all. By the way, if you guys don't mind, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. It's free. If you're watching after the fact, leave a comment. Yeah. And if you're watching on X, formerly Twitter, hit that thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Any of that stuff goes a long way. And it'll help them. Anyway, Ben, I figured before we go, I built out a couple more DraftKings parlays. They look pretty nice.
I mean, the bets are rolling in over there. You got a nice mix. I like that you're combining some of the little MLB flavor into them.
Yeah, why not? Doesn't make a difference to me. It's going to be a rough sweat though if we hit 3 of these tonight, and then we got to wait for Kikuchi tomorrow.
That would actually be sick because then you have like it could be the equivalent of like what? You're talking 12-1 on that number?
Yeah, I mean, 12, basically 13-1. I think it was 12.75. So yeah. That's it. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging. Join us. Hop in the Discord. Also, I'm going to be starting in the voice channels on Discord, like live. I believe you can do videos. So I'm going to do live video demos. If you have questions, you can pop in. We'll help you get optimized, set up your portfolios, all that stuff. And if you're struggling, we'll help you win. If you're already winning, we'll, pop in, and there's might be something you didn't know that we can help you figure out. I'll come in there, demo a lot of the new features and stuff as well. Ben's always in Discord. Download the app, but it's free for your first week. When I say you have nothing to lose, I legitimately mean it. Like Ben said, even if you're skeptical, we had a guy, Justin, who I interviewed, the guy that turned 100 into 8K in under 4 months. And he's like, I started with $100 because I didn't know. He's like, what if the tool sucked? Yeah. He's like, I figure if I lose $100, what's the worst that can really happen? And then he turned it into 8K. But that was a strong mindset to have. Like, yeah, I want to try this because what if it does work? Like, what if it is really good?
I genuinely, no matter what it is, always think that the optimal approach is proof of concept to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, we've proved out the concept, but prove it to yourself. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm going to take a week and just give it a shot and see what happens. And I might come away and say, you know what, that was cool, but it wasn't for me. Or you say, wow, this really is delivering. But there's nothing wrong with trying it out and testing it out for yourself, because everybody's different. And I think that's the coolest part about it. So many ways to get value here. I know people just using the parlay generator now. They're just using parlays.
Yep.
And they want high variance strategy. And I think that's great as long as you know what you're getting into.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, follow Ben at Jazzraz Bets. You see it down there? There it is. Look at it. Look at it
that.
go. And me at Lafayette_D. I wanted to get them in there because if people have questions, they can always hit us up there. But
anytime.
It wasn't there before. My DMs are open as well. Ben's aren't, but if you just hit him up, he'll always
tweet me anytime.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you here tomorrow. I will be back in about an hour and a half on the Snipe Show over on X. We've been having some fun with that show, getting some great stuff in. And around 3 o'clock is when some big bets start to pop up. So we will, and probably a lot more MLB as the day goes on. We'll see you guys back there. Brett, Todd, everybody else in chat that's hung out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.